So I'm going to work on getting these new body bushings installed. New polyurethane bushings from Energy Suspension. Hopefully replace these sagging factory ones. Gonna have a slight challenge with rust and stuff, like right here, this access panel for the bolt. A little rusty, so I'm probably gonna have to, hopefully the screws holding that down will come off, but I might have to do some cutting and prying, and then who knows how bad the bolt is inside that. I think I'll have to search in the back here where the rest of them are. This front I already have set on the bushings, and what I also did is I made these custom bolt nut holders so I can just zip up with the air wrench from the bottom and don't have to worry about holding the nut up top there. It's just a flat plate with the nut tack welded on there, so hopefully that make it a little bit easier. But I'm gonna dig into the bolts on this and do one side at a time, and hopefully get these all in there. So I got the bushings out. This plate here was the one that was covering up that hole. I had to grind off the heads of the bolts there. And then this is the bottom half of the bushing. It's actually press fit up onto the top half. When you finally get it out, it looks like that. And now the instructions had this way of taking a pipe and stuff to make a puller, but I didn't have that. So what I figured out was I used the long bolt from the very back, longest, and I screwed it in there from the top and pounded on it. And I'll kind of flare it over the edges on here, so I'll probably have to hit that up with a file to make it easier for the socket to go on. Anyway, hammer it down and it pops them out pretty good. So anyway, that was my little tip on that if you can't get a puller to work on it. So I got the body bushings in here. Weren't too hard, but there was some that were a pain in the butt. Like this one right back. You see it right in there. Oh, and there when I was punching it out, the nut underneath fell off. You can probably see it on that one there. And then on the bottom of the washer there, it fell off, and so that made it a pain in the butt. I'll show you. These are all the old ones that came out, and you can see they kind of had this metal piece that comes down. It was a press fit with the other end. Find one. Yeah, that washer had a piece that went over here, and then it went across that, and kind of press fit on there. So they came out, but it was a little hard sometimes. Then this front here, used some of the factory shims to shim it up to get the right height. Did that by setting the fender on here, and it was like a mile off, like that high, but got it down there, so it's all pretty square, and hopefully it firms it up. And I don't know if I gain any height or not on it, but I think it looks better, and hopefully ride better. So I just got done finishing up all the bushings on this clutch linkage. To start off with, these plastic pieces were made by Scott Drake. Have a little bit of a complaint here about Bronco Graveyard. That's where I ended up I originally thought I was going to get the original set here, and I ordered 3 from them because I was just going to combine all the shipping and handling. I got 2 for a 70 series truck because I figured, I'd have some mechanical clutch linkage on that stuff too, and I'll just buy some for that because I'll eventually need it. When I got this stuff, it was all the same part number for the Scott Drake stuff, which was 67 to 70 big block equalizer repair kit, which was for like a Galaxy or whatnot. But on their website, there was 2 different part numbers and 2 different prices. So I called them up, and the other thing was it just came with two balls, 2 of these things here, which isn't right for this. It needed these half cup pieces. So I called up Bronco Graveyard, and they kind of played stupid and wouldn't help me out on any of it, and were going to charge me shipping and handling to return the part anyway. So I don't think I'm going to order from them again, because they might know about early Bronco, but they clearly don't know about this newer stuff. Anyway, so once I played around on Summit And I was able to find these, which are for a 71 to 73 like Mustang, and they are a little bit longer than the factory ones, but I think they're going to work out well. So anyway, that's for the plastic pieces. And this kit here came with new felt washers, and then I went ahead and onto the actual rods and stuff. Now I had two sets here off of a one was off of the 81 Ford that I parted out, and so I took the best of the best. And this is kind of what you have to deal with here, is that's supposed to be a round hole that's supposed to be 1/2 inch. Well, as you can see, it's not round; it's wore out. And that one came off of the one I'm actually using. This one here, I used this one because it started out round, and I couldn't find the bushings. Usually they're plastic. So what I did is I went ahead and see if we can get a better shot of this. Is I filled this in with brass, brazed it. You see there, and I drilled it out to 7/16, which is what the size of this is supposed to be. And I did the same thing on this one here. Just fill it in with brass. Didn't have to completely fill it in, but no, get the edges good, and then drill it out. And then for these equalizer bars, or Z bars, whatever you want to call them, is they tend to, this one here is really bad. If you can get a good view of that, you can see the notch wore into it. This one had a little bit of that, not as bad, but I went ahead and put some brass on there. And that kind of makes a a bushing for it. So it's a wear part, but hopefully it will wear that out, and you can always fill that back in and whatnot. But this will tighten it up a lot, because if you have that much slop in it, you're definitely going to notice it. Another thing was, this is the part that goes up on the clutch pedal, and it had a plastic bushing. Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, right here. It's half broke. So what I went ahead and did was went down to Napa and got some like GM door bushings for their door pins, and the outside diameter had to be 1/2 inch, and this one was like 0.49, which is close enough, and the inside was 0.346. Well, I had to drill that out to 7/16. So it's kind of hair thin, and it was kind of, I ended up messing up one doing it, but I think it turned out fairly well. Now just need to put it all back together. Probably what I'll do is I'll grease these up with some wheel bearing grease and whatnot, and then stick it back in there.